glad you're all here. Let's begin. All right. So we'll take our seat, foreground our breath. So feel that connection to our breathing, our core. Align the skull bones, the back of the skull over the back of the sacrum. And feel the shoulders relax down. Feel the hands grow softer as the weight of the arm bones hanging down and it softens open the shoulders, the joints. Working with an Ujjayi breathing technique that keeps the neck surface, the surface structures like muscles, rather relaxed. And I find one of a best way, a good way, is to feel that breath right in the solar plexus, expanding from the center solar plexus out into the low ribs, sinking the sit bones down, the skull bones up. And with that kind of torso centrality, I think you'll be able to start to configure a breath that helps the neck remain really at ease. And as you focus interiorly, and by interior, I mean the experience of having and being in a body. So the sensations, thoughts, whether they're perseverating, fleeting, emotions, whether they're emotions that stick around like weather patterns for a really long time, or they are fluent. Just feeling inside, is there something that you intuitively know, your wise inner self knows that this is worthy of caring about, feeling into, and even exploring today? Maybe It's a certain pattern that seems to live in and influence your body, your movement. Maybe there's an indescribable sensation that seems heavy or on fire, right? Maybe it's a particular emotional state that you're not quite sure how to name yet. But you're interested in it enough to explore it. If you have such a place, let's choose that and let's work with it today, if you're willing. Regarding these artifacts of our interiority, these patterns, these sways, these pulls, these tensions, these densities, opacities, openings. There's a kind of forensics side to it. Whereas we study and study and study and feel the interplay of breath in and with these artifacts, we can really come to know how those patterns have formed, what might keep them in place. So we get to learn a lot about our conditioned self, our relative self, right? And that's good information. Now, you've picked an area or something that's just interesting to you. Can you get your breath moving, threading right into that place? And note, because we're going to check in with this later, how much of each breath makes it there, interfaces with your area. Does it feel blocked? Does it feel like a sinkhole, like you can't bring enough breath into that area? Does your breath get spiraled or twisted away from that area? Are there forces at play? Then try out just one more move. If you're establishing some nearness or some contact with your area, let's try this out. The next 3 breaths. Can you envelop that area like, truly like a big old hug, like you're just hugging it warmly, kindly with your breath? Really get a sense of the size of it. Is there a response to that loving intent? Can you feel that in your body? When we begin our pranayama, if you need to change the cross of your legs, now is a good time. We're going to do some ratioed breathing in 2 parts. Part 1, both nostrils. Part 2, 1 nostril. I'll talk us through. So part one, inhaling a count of 10, holding up to a count of 10, exhaling a count of 10. If something needs to be shortened, let it be the hold. Okay? So I like to begin by exhaling everything out, remembering that area in play today, and connect this inhale directly into that area of your body, or as close to it as you can get. And as you're holding your breath, keep your feeling awareness kind of nested right in that area, like a bird in a nest. Kind of cozying in there, feeling, sensing. What's it like to be in that area of your body? And up to a 10 count exhale. We'll do this a couple more times. Inhaling a count of 10. Making sure that we're focusing in our area so that we're feeling breath interfacing with area. This is a relational move. Hold. That means holding our breath gently, holding that wobbling amount of attention right in that area, letting it steady, letting it settle in, seep in, letting the breath penetrate that area. 10 count exhale. Letting it move from that area out. Okay. Let's do one more on our own, just like so. And on the technical side of it, notice what we're doing. We're taking an artifact, an area that we may have had some distance from, that we may have othered. I use that word as a verb. We've othered something. And now we're beginning a breath, artifact, connection. Now we begin and we slip into a relationship with. Okay, so it's a little perspectival shift. Now let's work with one nostril at a time. I'm choosing my right hand thumb to close my right nostril. Inhaling slowly, 10 count through the left nostril. So you're reaching into that area to establish connection, relatingness. Ring finger closes, both nostrils gently closed. And now we're holding the breath and feeling how that being in the area, what that feels like. Exhaling out the right nostril, 10. Okay. So that was one breath. I'll talk us through one more. Inhaling through the right nostril. Close, hold. And as you're holding and feeling how to seep in, sink into that area, you're getting a real-time readout on how we relate to our body in that very particular moment. Exhaling out the left. Let's do 2 more breaths, just like so. And we'll place the soles of our feet together in Baddha Konasana. So I believe it was Fritz Perls who famously had a technique he called the chair exercise. And we're really getting to invoke a very similar move, but in and with our body. We get to keep slipping back in these various perspectives in and with our own body. And what's super cool about it is when we start to hear and feel these other voices, these aspects of ourselves, that they have a voice, that they have needs, we really start to sense that our body is a community of aspects, of parts. Yeah. Side bend. We'll go right hand beside us on the ground. Inhale, draw the left arm up. Exhaling, lifting the trunk away from the left sit bone. Letting that left sit bone remain plugged down, contacting ground. So when we breathe into our area again and again, we'll do it a lot this morning, you'll start to get a feel of if you're breathing at your area, like playing breath catch with it, is launching a breath over there. Or if each breath helps draw you in and into greater intimacy with that area. So you'll start to feel the closing of distance. We'll work a chest opener from here. Inhale, bring the left arm to the left so it's just left of vertical. Exhaling, reach out through that left hand and pick the chest up. Picking the chest up will give you a little hint of that chest area bias or stretch. When we do a lot of othering, keeping certain things at a distance, is when we feel most isolated and we feel most violated, ironically, right? And when we move into relatingness, When we get really intimate with our breath, with our curiosity, at once we get incredible intimacy and freedom from, freedom in that pattern, that artifact. Now inhaling, draw this left arm down, helping the trunk up. And we'll love on the other side, side bend. There's two poses. If you like kind of bringing those feet in more closely, you're certainly welcome. Left hand down, inhale, right arm up. Exhaling, reach, reach, reach. Othering is very expensive. Dismissing and avoiding information is an enormous tax on our body. Inhaling, bring the right arm to the right, just right of vertical. Now, instead of reaching the right arm back, feel for lifting the chest bones up. Use your breath to lift that sternum and those front ribs towards sky. And inhaling, bring that right arm down. Help yourself up. Since our legs have been out here a while, use your hands. Help the legs together. Let's lie on back. And in preparation for elbow to knee, have your props within hand's reach. Oh, it's great to see you all. I love how we multiply. It's great. Let's bring the feet off the ground, knees over hips. Feet are active. Here we go. Inhale, float head and shoulders off the ground. Curling tailbone. Exhale, left leg reaches out. Now sending the leg bones out, just feeling a little outward current through the hips. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend left knee. Curl tailbone. And be very, very tiny. Exhale, reach the right leg out. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend the right knee. And I'll encourage you when you do this tailbone move, make it as small as possible to still be noticeable. That's where we really start to exert some control there. Exhale, reach out through the left leg. Pull low belly down. I'll talk through last side. Inhale, bend left knee. And curl tailbone as slightly as possible. Exhale, right leg reaches out. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend that right knee. And let's continue. We'll do 3 more on each side. So when you're ready, continue. As you draw the low belly down, feel that the bottom of the brain, that's where the skull and the neck meet, feel that that area can soften. Because this low belly move can draw and influence a lot of our connective tissue. And my feeling sense of it is all the way up into those diaphragms of the head, so into the brain and the sac of fluid around the brain. So all that dura up the spinal cord, that low belly move, it's a powerful brain move. And you don't have to believe me on any of this stuff. Just you can keep feeling for it. You might sense that little ripple of connection. All right. And then Molly, I'm not sure if it's useful or helpful, but if you use a little bit of, I don't know if you do this, maintain a little bit of curvature cushion under the lumbar. You can do just the leg squeeze and none of the head stuff, none of the tailbone stuff. I don't know if that would feel better to you. But if you want me to show you, I can show you. Just let me know. All right, so we've got our roll. Place it between legs and we'll reach our legs to the sky. Things get zesty. Here we go. So one of the preferred methods of working of my teacher is to let these kind of larger washes of intensity or energy break up, as she says, the pattern and the block or the way the energy is being held in the body. I'm going to just vary that a little bit. We can use this intensity to circulate our feeling into our area with even greater presence and potency. Inhale into low belly, low back. Sometimes if you really want to get to know something, squeeze the roll. It helps to not just blast down the door, right? Exhale, float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. And as you squeeze the roll, just make a slight shift. Where's your area? Where is that place? Pull low belly down. Inhale, head to ground, tailbone relaxes down. Letting the breath fill up, yep. Pause, squeeze the roll. Curl tailbone. Exhaling, float the head and the shoulder blades off the ground. So sense into your area. What do you feel as you draw the low belly down? Connecting through your legs to your feet. Good. Inhale, place the head down. Let up that effort on the roll slightly. Breathing into your area, connect to it. Squeeze the roll. Feeling the area, feeling if there's any shifts in your area. Curl tailbone. Exhale, head and shoulder blades off the ground. Squeezing. Pull low, belly down. Inhale, head to ground. Let's do 4 more on our own. Continue. This is a subtle move, but I think it's worth noting to increase our feeling awareness in and around our area. It's just like getting more curious. We're just searching in and feeling in and wondering and sensing, and we're not having a blast it down agenda, right? My finding is the more I push on an irritable area, the longer it stays irritable feeling. When I get supremely interested, with great loving kindness, something else starts to happen. I think curiosity is way more powerful than agenda, but that's just my personal take on it. When you're entirely through, you set the roll off to the side. We'll do one more frog lifting through. Now, if you have any back or pelvic concerns or pains, you might want to set your frog up with your soles of feet on a wall surface. So you're going to do frog in the exact same shape as we are, but if you put your feet against a wall surface, you just get additional support. Okay? So bent legs separated widely apart. The shins are parallel with one another. The shins are parallel with the ground. With the hands interlaced behind the head, inhale into the abdomen, and so into the back and the back of the solar plexus. The head lifts, the shoulders lift. Exhaling, curl the tailbone, reach out to feel. If you're reaching out to try to open the hips, just feel into what that does, pulling low belly down. Inhale, relax the tailbone. Exhaling, curl tailbone as you reach out. Increase your sensing capacities for fine shifts, for space. Pull low belly down. We'll keep going. We'll do 5 more on our own. If I have an agenda in my body, I am othering. I'm keeping something at a distance. If I can get curious without agenda, I can improve that intimate connection and relatingness to that area. So working that breath into the area like, yes, tell me more. Tell me more. And feed it breath. Feed it the breath to tell you more. Now, when you are entirely through, set the head down. Use the hands on the outsides of the legs to help the legs together. And when we set the feet down, we're setting up for bridge. Have that block handy. Feet in parallel, heels fingertip distance away. Just reach down, skim. Inhale into belly and back and hips. Exhaling, curling tailbone toward the sky. The buttock lifts, the spine lifts. And then insert block under sacrum. And go smoothly, go slowly. There's really no need to do that quickly. Once we start to thrust the hips like real fast, and we start to feel weird things in our back, so just you can move really carefully here. And when you establish that footprint again, press through the heels. And you can enact the back of leg work, right? That shifts the tailbone up. We'll start with the right foot, unlocking the hip. So I have my left footprint right where it is. Inhale, pick the right foot up, crossing ankle over thigh. Flex that right foot so those littlest toes, they latch on to the outer thigh. And we'll set that right foot down, changing sides. We cross that left ankle over the right thigh. So kind of in this figure 4. Flex the left foot, right? Kind of. Now feel the quality of your breath in your area. So in that quality of connection, connectivity, you'll feel just how formed that relationship is to that area. You'll feel the robustness of that relationship. And if it doesn't feel like breath gets there, this is precisely when, how, where we can build that relationship. So our personal practice is a place where we lovingly build this relationship inside and to our body. And then, again, the base of the skull. There might be a few of us today who I get this sense of almost like a hydraulic sealing up or contractile quality at the bottom of the brain. So you might feel as if you're letting the brain and the head just softly being issued away from the neck. And we return both feet to the ground. Keep using the block if you need. And we're going to change sides again. Left foot planted down. Plant, plant, plant. Now inhale, pick that right knee toward the chest, and we'll reach that right leg towards sky. Straight up. There you go. And feel for lifting that right leg away from the block. Now breathing into the sacrum. What's that breath connection like in there? And keep letting the bottom of the brain go. Let's switch sides, bringing that right foot down. Good. Inhaling, draw left foot up. And then exhaling, spreading those foot bones. To help you relax around the bottom of the brain, you might imagine that your sinus area is opening up, as if wanting to smell an incredible bouquet of flowers, mountain air. And inhaling, let's take that left foot down to the ground. Yeah, there's a rich connection between that sinus nose area and the base of the brain. All right, let's lower down out of bridge once you've removed the block. And when we turn over onto a side and press up, know that we'll be getting near the wall for dolphin and dolphin on the wall. So if you don't have a wall spot, then you'll just do the dolphin component, which you can do anywhere. So let's make some arrangements, getting the narrow edge of mat close to wall. Our nose, our face, is part of our relational structure, right? It's how we meet and see and communicate with others. There's an enormous amount of relating that happens in the face. Go ahead, yeah. And so I'll encourage us also, it's kind of a relating type of practice, is you might feel the area around the sinus relaxing. Right? The base of the skull area softening. Have plenty of room between your foot and the wall. I have about this much room, 8 inches. Elbows under shoulders, forearms out, so your shoulders feel totally supported. This is kind of a fun, I just love these little practices. So if they sound weird to you, great. We can be a little weird together. As your face is kind of hanging down, you might even kind of feel a softening around the sinus and nose area and the face. It's almost feel like your face is just a little bit dripping down. See if that just helps soften. And you may even feel how that's really interconnected to the back of the head. On your next exhale, press the knees off the floor. Now I realize when we turn upside down like this, there's going to be additional fluid pressures. There's just a different hydraulic system at play now. I feel some more pressure in the face. So these first several breaths, we have the feet on the ground. Just let the shoulders kind of warm up a bit. And now stepping one foot up the wall hip height. Exhale the second foot up the wall, hip height. Two deep breaths. There you go. And then please do step down to exit that. And then we'll replace our mats in our best working position. And we'll stand at the top of our mat. So we got palms together, feet active. Allow the shoulders to soften down away from the neck. Permitting the brain and the head to effortlessly, almost like a helium balloon, just kind of lift away from the neck ever so slightly. Reconnect with your area. And just feel how your breath accesses your area now. Inhaling, reach the arms overhead. Exhaling, fold forward, softening through the neck. Lunge, inhale, left foot back. We'll set the knee down, drawing the arms up. Place hands down, exhale, step right foot back, lower, plank to ground. Cobra, inhale. Exhaling, lower, downward dog. Inhale, left foot forward, lunge. Let the nose area be really soft. Sometimes we contract some areas around the nose and sinus interior to create that ujjayi, hands to floor. Step right foot forward. We're going to keep that face area really soft. Inhale, stand, reach the arms overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart. We remember the nose in our olfactory is part of a deep fear and preservation mechanism, right? So it's, should I relate to you or should I get the heck out of here? Like ancient use of nose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Hands to ground, exhaling, step left foot back, and we lower. And with all of these, if you need to set the knees down in order to pull the shoulders away from the neck, that's fine. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, lower, downward dog. Lunge, inhale, right foot forward. Keeping that face area soft. Hands to ground, exhaling, step left foot forward. Fold. Inhale, stand, draw the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. I'm going to move these next two more swiftly. Inhale, reach up, fanning the hand bones. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left foot back, lunge. Hands to ground, exhale, step back, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Lunge, inhale, left foot forward. Hands to ground, exhale, right foot forward. Inhale, stand, reach arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. And another, inhale, reach up. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, right foot back, lunge. Hands to ground, exhale, step back, lower, plank to ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhaling, downward dog. Inhale, right foot forward, lunge. Hands to ground, exhale, step left foot forward, fold. Inhale, stand, draw the arms up. Exhaling, hands to heart. Some of those other suns, chair pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach the arms up. Exhaling, fold. Monkey, inhale. Collar away from lap. You can use hands to press or pull if they're on the ground. Set the hands down, exhaling, we'll step back, chaturanga. Here you decide, inhaling upward dog. If it's better for you to work cobra, just substitute each time. Exhaling downward dog. All right. We're stepping into a warrior two to work with the hands. Inhale, the right foot forward. Warrior two. I will bring the right palm out in front of our navel. Okay. Lightly draw the pinky back. Connecting to breath. And with each exhalation, feeling the shoulder soften all the way through the elbow, wrist, palms, and fingertips. Consider for a moment, I'm getting a little wrapped up in this nose here for a moment, that part of how we turn away relatingness in our facial engagement system, right? Disgust, right? Disgust there's a kinetics to it. Disgust closes, tenses around our nose so we don't breathe it in. So we don't receive any of that influence. So I soften the nose, sinus, back of brain. And as we're working in our practice, let those just be additional signals to, right? I'm not going to refuse this information because that tension is so expensive, right? I'm interested in this area. Let me connect with it through my breath. Inhale, reach the arms out to the side. Reverse warrior. Exhaling, left hand to thigh, raise the right. Okay, so now when you connect to your area right here in reverse warrior, one, feel that breath connection. And then two, as you establish that connection, soften the nose, mouth, lips, all of that engagement area. Feel your eyes getting kinder and softer. And now, feel how your breath contacts your area. Did that change? These little things, this is just so wild what these little shifts do. All right, head to ankle prep. Inhale, bring the right hand to the right thigh. Place the left hand on the ground in front of your left hip. You have the option of propping this hand on a block if it feels a little too deep today to put the hand on the ground. Get the feet active, push the feet into the ground, inhaling into the pelvis, and then exhaling, keep pressing out through those legs. And we'll add a bit of right arm pressure. Now that arm pressure might move the thigh bone, it might kind of get into the waist and torso area around the right hip. If you've become adept at sensing when that inner critic or that voice, that inner voice pops up, just check in if is it possible to relax the nose area and the base of the skull as you're noticing any inner critic voices, my finding is any of those little younger aspects or inner voices often come along with a somatic fingerprint. There's a very particular way the body tends to turn or twist or move or contort or tense or refuse. So again, the forensics part of it, right? Getting those interior thoughts, catching those, feeling those subtle little somatic shifts. They're probably connected, they're all woven together. There might be a belief or two in there. Let's release, setting the hands down. Walk the hands forward for pigeon. Left knee down. And we'll walk the right foot to the left side of the mat. Now, as we enter deep hip territory, encourage these inhales to pass unencumbered through the nose. You almost might feel like your whole face is breathing. You're getting really friendly with all of these aspects, these parts of ourself. Good. Now, whomever that is, there might be one or two of you. I can't always pinpoint it in a group. But who's ever got the hang of that relaxing at the base of the skull, keep breathing into that base territory and help it brighten up. Because it's open, the squeeze is mitigated, but it's still a little dim in there. There you go. There you go. Inhale, walk the hands under your shoulders. Exhaling, downward dog. So we can do that on the other side. Warrior two. Inhale, left foot forward. Left palm, navel height, facing away from navel. Let's start at the littlest finger and we'll end up on the thumb side. Connect to each breath. And track it into your area. So as we're kind of marinating in these stances, there can be a lot of energy just in maintaining these stances. Use that energy to circulate your interest and your caring awareness into your area. It's almost like scooping up the intensity and the wonderful heat and energy of the legs and using that to more fully and warmly embrace your area. Now, how you make that connection, go ahead and bend the left knee, Tweebs. Yep. Is making that connection with your feeling awareness. Almost like connect the dots. create these networks. It's just connecting the dots a lot of times. Good. And then reverse warrior. Inhaling, arms out to side. Exhaling, we go right hand to right thigh. Raise the left arm. Lifting, reaching. Inhaling, left arm up and over. So we put that left hand on the left thigh for a head to ankle prep. The right hand goes to the ground in front of right hip. Let's ensure feet are active. There's pressure in the heels and the midfoot. We're breathing into the pelvic floor. So the genitals, the hip sockets. Exhaling. Softening around the nose, the eyes, the back of the brain. Know how your breath interfaces with the back and the pelvis. Feel that relationship. When we observe, when we sense the quality of our breath and how it contacts these areas, we're feeling firsthand, real time, the quality of our relationship to these areas. When we release, let's walk the hands to our left foot for pigeon, setting the right knee down. Walking the left foot across the mat, lying the left shin down. Good. Inhaling, walk the hands under your shoulders. Exhaling, downward dog. It's really neat how with each pass you can get a sense of there being more brightness, evenness of brightness, fluency in the collective body. That's really neat. All right, inhaling, step the right foot forward into a basic warrior stance. So when I work head to ankle, it's a little bit of a hybrid stance. It's a little bit warrior one, it's kind of warrior two. You really have to adjust it because all of our hips and our bones are a little different in there. Okay. So, but basically right knee bent, left leg straight. Place both hands to the inside of your right foot. Good. Now feel at the head, the weight of the brain just kind of pendulate down. And connect to your breath before you even begin to feel a stretch. And then when you're established that you're breathing, there's this exquisite life rhythm. Then you can start to dip in to that head to ankle a little bit more. And if you're having an exceptionally warm or flexible day, you can take the right shoulder behind your right calf. This brings the shoulder and the head a little nearer to the back of the right calf. And when we release, we'll inhale the left knee down to the ground. And pause right there because I want to show you a next possible step. So this is one of those choose your own adventure moments. If you're having a flexible day, I've got a flexible option for you. And if you're having a not so flexible or you're just in a colder region, I've got a Midwest option. Okay. So option one is I'm going to work half Vishvamitrasana. Half means left knee stays down, right arm is under the thigh, and my left hand, by grabbing the outer edge of my right foot, it's a very deep side bend and a little bit of a splits. So it can be a fairly deep leggy or side stretch. That's option one. Option two is put some padding under your left knee and we'll move out into splits. Okay? This we can control a great deal more, meaning we can dose in the amount of sensation or intensity with just more granularity, safety feature. Okay, so you can work half Vishvamitrasana. If you need me to show you that again, I can do that. Just wave at me. Cool. So by half, Susan, I'm keeping the left knee on the ground. My right arm tucks under my right leg, just like scissors, just like scissors. I pull my right toes up into the air. Left hand reaches and grabs the little toe side of the foot. Okay? Now, I get a little air. My inner leg squeezes. Profoundly deep inner leg squeeze. And press through the ball of the right foot. So my left arm ends up overhead. With this one, we just have to be careful to work that inner leg So we're not just pulling on the side of the knee. You shouldn't feel anything funky in the knee. Okay? It's a pretty deep, stretchy move, so if that's not your gig today, then we're in splits for just a few moments longer. All right. So as we inhale, as we breathe, smoothly, I can't emphasize this enough, smooth, unjarring movement. Slide that right foot back. Just keep sliding until you can walk it or drag it back. Just make it smooth. And then with the hands on the ground, exhaling, downward dog. In downward dog, take just a moment to feel the nose area, the face, melt a little bit. Remember, when we refuse intimacy, I know for me there's a commensurate somatic fingerprint of tension in some of these places. I'm just naming a bunch of them. There might be a chance it kind of happens in you too. So the nose, the lips, the back of the brain. Sometimes our hands clench. We recoil in some fashion. So let's work that head to ankle, other side. Inhale, left foot forward. Right, so a general warrior stance, left knee bent, right leg straight. Hands down, shoulder width. Establish, connect to breath. And how do you connect to your area? So one, remembrance. Oh, I remembered. I'm working with this area today. And by working with, meaning I'm relating to, I'm connecting. So there's a quality of contact. There's a quality of breath that goes along with that quality of contact or connection. The breath might embrace that area, permeate that area, warm that area, love that area. Now when we release, inhale, place the right knee down. Here you'll make a choice. Half of a Vishvamitrasana or splits. If you choose splits, I just recommend put a little extra padding under your right knee. You can slide or walk that left foot forward. I'm trying to stretch something, if I'm trying to pull something, just take into consideration an agenda, right, keeps me othering. Right? If my attempt is to break something up, to change something, to do something to it, there's still an it. There's an other inside my body. And as long as there's an other inside my body, I don't get to know it, I don't get to embrace it, I don't get to relate to it, I don't get to reintegrate it. But as I breathe into it and inquire and get curious and embrace, that I get to have a relationship with it. We'll always heal in relationship. Always. Inhaling, draw that left foot back. Go smooth, smooth, smooth. Be so smooth. Exhaling, downward dog. And when you gently set the knees down, we'll use our strap in a hammock-like move. And so hopefully you have a strap. Make a big loop. I'll show you what to do with that. So to work this pose, it's a little bit of a twisty left side, right side thing. So you might want to just watch and I'll talk through it a couple of times. So when I lie back, I'm scooping up my right leg. I've got it bent like pigeon. The loop, the strap is on my right foot. And I'm holding the strap with my left hand. And here's where we sometimes will get a little bit of a little mixed up. So just, let me know audibly or with a wave in a moment. Take the strap, pass it beside the right part of neck, and then hold the strap on the left side of the neck. I'll describe it again. Strap is on my right foot. It's passing beside my right ear. It's around the base of the skull, not my neck, my skull. And I'm holding the strap beside my left ear with my left hand. Okay. I'm going to bend my left knee so I can lay back a little bit. So as I rest my head, it actually weighs my leg down. And there's an option too. This is a wiggly option. The right hand can grab the left shin, and the left shin pushes the right hand forward. All right. So I'm going to exit to see if anyone needs a... And I'll repeat all of that again. Yes, yes, yes. Good. So I have my right knee bent as in pigeon. Good. The strap is around the right foot. Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Everyone's got the strap in their left hand. Perfect. Good. Great. We're doing it. We're doing it. Now sometimes what I do is I'll just keep my left leg bent, and I'll just use my right arm to supply a little extra weight on my right leg. So that wiggly option is just too much. Exactly, Marcy. I can use the right arm on the right leg, and it just helps keep everything steadier. Looks like everyone's in a good pickle. So Tweebs, if you take your right hand, move it closer to your knee, your left knee. Yep. Good. Now press your left knee away from your nose. So the knee, yep, pulls the hand. You feel how that takes the slack out of the right arm. Good. And then we'll carefully release to do the other side. And I'll describe this side as well. I have my right foot on the ground, knee bent. My left foot is in the air, knee bent. Loop the left foot. Let the strap pass beside the left ear, behind the skull, and the right hand holds the strap by the right ear. This is not meant to bend or stress the neck. As I relax the head back, it adds a little bit extra weight or opening to my left side hip. You do have the option of using left hand, holding the left leg for more steadiness, or if you want more depth, left hand grabs the right shin, press the shin forward. Breathe into those back sides. Breathe into the back of your ribs, back of your pelvis. When you decide to release, we're setting up for Shavasana. Because those can sometimes feel like fairly deep kind of hip moves or low back moves, you might want to rest for a while with your knees bent, tented together. Some of you use a wall to put your legs up the wall. That's a very, very nice way to rest. If you have a fragile or a tender low back, please, you use your environment to help you. And when you're lying in Shavasana, I'll ask us if we can still feel that area with which we work today. Does that area have the same shape, quality? Maybe it feels less like an entity and more of the fabric of your whole body. Note what your breath feels like in that area and through that area. In our practice today, we got some on the ground experience of moving from it to us. From that to we. And we have practices that help us slip in and out of perspectives from I to you to it to we. There's a flexibility and a softness that we discover. The inclination to other is softened, and the energy is freed up. Healing will always occur in relationship. And so today is just a little experiential beginning step of just how to get that relationship started inside of our own body. When you're ready, bend knees. And turn to a side. And press up. Love y'all. Namaste.